So now we will work on an exercise on grid layout in CSS, and we will be making a sidebar and the content with the help of the grid layout. So guys, we will design a sidebar and content area on left and right sections by using the grid layout in CSS, and apart from this we will also add the header and the footer sections. So guys, let us move to the VS Code over here, and simply I am going to remove the previous lines of code inside the HTML and the CSS files that we had written previously. Now guys, what we will do is simply we will have the container div tag over here. So we have the div tag with the class container, and then inside this we will have the sidebar and the content areas. So basically we are going to have the class name that is sidebar over here. Simply I am going to have the content that is sidebar for this div tag, and then we are going to also have the content class, which is another div tag over here. So guys, basically we have the content keyword in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page on the browser. So as you can see, these are the two div tags that we are starting from scratch, and we are going to have the sidebar on the left hand side of the screen and the content on the right hand side. So guys, what we have to do is we need to make this container class as a grid layout container. So simply I'm going to copy this container class over here, and then inside the style.css file we are going to define certain CSS properties. So first of all, we have the display is equal to grid, and then apart from this we will also have certain background color. So let's say we have the background color of yellow, and also we will provide certain padding. So let's say we have 20 pixels of padding over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, this is the container that is having the two div tags, that is the sidebar and the content. Now guys, we need to make two columns out of this container. On first column we will have the sidebar, and then inside the second column we will have the content. So guys, what we will do is simply we will use the another CSS property, that is grid template columns, which helps us in order to provide the number of columns over here. So since we have provided the two values in this case with the help of the auto keywords, there will be two columns that will be created. And then guys, apart from this we also want a certain column gap in between both the columns. So we will say a column gap of 20 pixels over here. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, the sidebar and the content are now getting displayed horizontally in this case. Now guys, we will also have certain CSS properties to both these div tags so that we can identify and separate them as far as the grid container is concerned. So what we will do is inside the container class we will provide the CSS property to div tags that are having the sidebar and the content classes respectively. So simply we are going to use the class names over here, that is the sidebar and the content, and we are going to have certain common CSS properties over here. So first of all, we will have the background color. So let's say we have the background color as aqua color over here, and also we will provide the padding of 10 pixels in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page. So as you can see, we can now see the two columns over here, that is sidebar and content in this case, and also we are having the column gap of 20 pixels over here. Now guys, what we will do is we will decrease the width of the sidebar and increase the width of the content, since a sidebar takes only around 20 to 25% of the screen width over here. So what we have to do is simply we will provide the 200 pixels as the size of the first column over here instead of the auto keyword. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. As you can see, the width of the sidebar is now reduced in this case. Now guys, apart from this we also want to add the header and footer sections over here. So simply we are going to add two more div tags in this case, and then we are going to have the class names as header and footer respectively. So guys, over here we have the header and footer in this case, and then inside this div tag, that is the header div tag, we will have the h1 tag over here, and we will say this is a heading. And also for the footer tag we are going to have the statement that this is a footer section over here. So guys, we have this is a heading section, and we have this is a footer section inside the header and the footer classes respectively. Now guys, let me just save this file now and let us see how it looks like on the UI. So when we reload this page, as you can see, this is a heading is now getting displayed over here on the first row, and the sidebar is also getting displayed on the first row and the second column. So what we have to do is we need to define the grid column start and grid column end over here, so that this particular heading takes the entire space, that is from left to right over here. So inside the style.css file for the header and the footer classes we are going to have certain common CSS properties. So over here we have defined the header and the footer classes in this case. So what we have to do is we need to make the grid column start, that is this particular CSS property start from the first line over here and then it should end at the third line. Why so? Because we have two columns over here. Or we can also say that the header and the footer div tags must occupy the space of the two columns. So we have to define the grid column end as well. So over here we provide the grid column end in this case and then we provide the line number 3 over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page. So as you can see, we have this is heading section and then we have this is footer section over here. Apart from this, let us also provide certain padding at the background color over here. So let's say we have the padding of 10 pixels again and the background color as well. So let's say we use this chart reuse background color over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. As you can see, we have this is heading section and then we have this is footer section over here. Now guys, there is one problem in this case. We have 3 number of rows, that is first row is over here, then the second row is sidebar and the content, and the third row is the footer section. We need to have certain gap in between all the rows. So what we can do is similar to column gap, we can have the row gap as well, and this time let's say we have 10 pixels of row gap. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page. So as you can see, these are the gaps that we have provided over here. Now guys, apart from this, we also want to align this text at the center of the div tag. So simply we are going to use the text align CSS property and the value as center. So when we reload this page, as you can see, the header and the footer section are now having the text at the center of the div tags over here. So guys, this is the way that we have designed our sidebar and the content over here. Let us have certain content in the form of links inside the sidebar. So what we can do is simply over here in the HTML file, instead of having the sidebar over here, we will have the unordered list in this case, and inside this we will have the list items over here, and inside the list item we will have the A tags in this case. So guys, let us define certain links inside the sidebar. So we have these many links over here. We will rename the content inside the links. So first of all, we have the home link in this case, and let's say we have the blog and then followed by videos, and then let's say we have certain programming languages. So first of all we have Java, and then let's say we have HTML, and of course we are going through the CSS tutorial. So over here we have the CSS link as well. So guys, if you are new to this channel, we are making a lot of CSS tutorial videos which you can find in the playlist that I have given in the description section. So you can go through all the videos as well if you want to practice with the help of examples. And please make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel, that is Programming for Beginners, so that you get the notifications on the upcoming videos as well. So guys, over here we have defined certain links inside the unordered list. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have all these list items inside the sidebar over here that you can navigate to. And then guys, inside the content we can have certain random text over here. So instead of content, what we will do is we will use the lorem emet abbreviation over here. So basically we are going to define certain random text in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have the random text that is getting generated over here. So guys, in this way we have easily designed our header section and the footer section as well. You can have your own CSS properties for these header and the footer sections respectively. And apart from this, on the left hand side we have the sidebar content, which is having the list of links in this case, and we also have the content section over here. We can also have the right hand side sidebar over here of, let's say, some of the popular videos or the popular blog post in this case. So you can simply provide the third column in this case, which should be present only in the second row over here as per your requirements. So guys, I'll leave this up to you as a homework for you so that you can practice on your own and add a right hand side sidebar that might have certain popular videos or the blog post which users can navigate to. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is how to center the HTML element inside the div element using CSS. So stay tuned.